There is a version of retirement planning nobody talks about. Not because it is complicated, not because it requires a finance background or a six-figure income or an inheritance that changes the math in ways unavailable to most people. Because it is quiet. Because it does not generate engagement. Because the content that performs best in the financial space is either the aspirational version, retire at 35, travel indefinitely, never work again, or the anxiety version, you are behind, the benchmark says so, and here is the course that fixes it. The quiet version does not sell courses. It does not produce thumbnails with shocked faces and red arrows. It does not require you to earn more, sacrifice more, or optimize more than the specific window of your life when aggressive optimization is actually available. It just requires front-loading, coast fire. The strategy that says, contribute aggressively to retirement accounts during the early years of your career. Specifically, aggressively enough that compound interest will carry the balance to a full retirement number by retirement age without a single additional contribution. Then stop. Stop the aggressive saving. Let the compounding run unattended, live on your income. Work if you want, as much as you want, at whatever you want, because the retirement math is already solved, and the work is no longer carrying the weight of your entire financial future. My name is Mia. Today, I am showing you the actual math behind Coast Fire, the numbers that make it work, the age at which it becomes available, and the specific reason the financial industry quietly hopes you never find out this option exists. Let me define the mechanism precisely, because the FIRE content space has a vocabulary that obscures the underlying math for anyone who has not already spent time inside it. FIRE stands for financial independence, retire early. The traditional version requires accumulating 25 times your annual expenses, the 4% rule applied in reverse, to live off 4% annual withdrawals indefinitely. For someone spending $40,000 annually, traditional FIRE requires a $1 million portfolio. Full stop. No more work required. Complete financial independence. Coast FIRE is different. It does not require the full $1 million portfolio today. It requires the amount that will compound into the full portfolio by retirement age, without any additional contributions. Here is the mechanism. If a $1 million retirement portfolio is the target, and the target is reached at age 65, and the current age is 30, the question Coast Fire asks is, how much money, invested today at 7% average annual returns, grows to $1 million by 65 without a single additional contribution? The answer is approximately $76,000, not $1 million. $76,000 invested at 30, left alone for 35 years at 7% average annual returns, becomes approximately $1 million by age 65 through compounding alone. That is the Coast number at 30. The amount required to have the retirement math solved, permanently without future contributions at that age. The moment the account hits $76,000, the aggressive saving phase is over. The compounding takes over. Every dollar contributed after that point is a bonus not required for the retirement target, available for life. Here is the Coast Fire number at each age, the amount required today to reach a $1 million retirement target at 65 at 7% average annual returns. Age 25, approximately $54,000. 40 years of compounding produces $1 million from $54,000. Age 30, approximately $76,000. 35 years of compounding. Age 35, approximately $108,000. 30 years. Age 40, approximately $153,000. 25 years. Age 45, approximately $218,000. 20 years. The Coast number grows by approximately 40% every 5 years you delay, because each 5-year delay removes 5 years of compounding from the calculation and requires proportionally more capital to compensate. This is why Coast Fire is specifically powerful for people in their 20s and early 30s, and specifically why the financial industry does not advertise it. A 25-year-old who reaches $54,000 in retirement savings has, by the pure arithmetic of compounding, solved the retirement problem. Every subsequent dollar they earn is discretionary, available for housing, for debt reduction, for present experiences, rather than obligated to a retirement target that is already covered. A 25-year-old who does not know this will spend the next 40 years contributing to a retirement account out of anxiety rather than necessity, generating fee revenue for fund managers, generating advisory revenue for financial planners, generating the ongoing financial product engagement that the industry depends on for revenue. The $54,000 finish line is inconvenient for everyone except the 25-year-old standing at it. Here is the piece. The FIRE content space does not examine honestly. Coast FIRE is presented as an accessible middle ground retirement strategy. It is for people who can reach the Coast number before the compounding advantage degrades. For people who earn enough, early enough, with enough structural margin above housing costs and student debt to accumulate $54,000 to $76,000 in retirement accounts between 22 and 30. For the median Gen Z earner, carrying $37,000 in student debt, paying 34% of income in rent, earning $45,000 gross with approximately $2,900 monthly take-home, reaching $76,000 in retirement savings by 30 requires saving approximately $630 monthly for 10 years while managing the student debt, the housing cost, and the basic infrastructure of existing. $630 monthly on a $2,900 take-home, after rent, after debt service is not achievable for most. It is achievable for some. The dual income household, the below market rent situation, the debt-free graduate whose first salary has margin the median earner does not, which is why Coastfire is quietly elite. Not in intent, in access. The strategy works exactly as advertised. The people who can execute it early enough to capture the full compounding benefit are disproportionately the people who started with structural advantages the strategy does not require you to name. The honest version. Coastfire is the right framework regardless of when you reach the number. The compounding math is identical at 35 as it is at 25, just requiring a higher coast number. Reaching $108,000 at 35 still solves the retirement math without future contributions. Later is not failed. Later is the number the access reality produces, not the number the strategy requires. Here is the actionable sequence, calibrated to the real starting position rather than the idealized one. Calculate your personal coast number today. Target retirement age. Target retirement portfolio. Your actual spending estimate times 25, adjusted for Social Security. Current age. Plug those numbers into any Coastfire calculator. Freely available. No sign-up required. The result is your number. The amount that, when reached today and left alone, produces your retirement target through compounding. Compare your current retirement account balance to the coast number. The gap is the remaining aggressive saving phase, the period where contributions are still required to reach the threshold. The moment the balance crosses the coast number, the required contribution drops to zero. Any contribution after that point accelerates the timeline or builds beyond the target. Set the aggressive phase contribution rate, the monthly amount that closes the gap within your target timeline. For someone with $20,000 in retirement savings needing to reach $76,000 by 30 and currently 27, the required monthly contribution at 7% is approximately $1,050. For someone with $20,000 needing to reach $108,000 by 35 with 8 years remaining, the monthly requirement drops to approximately $780. Both numbers are real. Both numbers are a defined phase, not a lifetime commitment. The phase ends the moment the coast number is reached. The compounding takes over. The obligation disappears. You are not behind because Coastfire exists, and you did not know about it. You are behind the information which the financial industry kept inconveniently quiet because an investor who has solved the retirement math is an investor who no longer needs ongoing products to manage the anxiety the unsolved math produces. You are not behind. You've just been reading a map drawn by the people who want you lost. Hit subscribe, because next week I am inside the wealth gap, the specific, compounding, documented advantage of financial inheritance, and showing you what building without a head start actually requires when the access to strategies like this one was never evenly distributed. And I'll leave you with this. $76,000 at 30. Retirement solved. No more required contributions. The number is smaller than they needed you to believe. Go calculate yours.